Tak boleh ke? Ya.
So I have a department meeting at 10 o'clock. So I'm using phone. So when I go to meeting, I can still inside the training.
Oh, so you cannot be loyal to two partners. Meeting kena satu.
Alright.
How can you be loyal to two partners? Ada dua sana, meeting satu, do meeting training satu. Also, because the reason why preferable you use our email because my guys will lock your hours for training.
Okay.
So sekarang when my guys look at the name down, dia susah nak identify who to give the hours.
Oh, actually, I open both.
You open both lah. Okay.
Yeah, laptop and also my handphone.
This is also for the record lah. Tak apa, attendance. Guys, one more minute sekejap lagi All right. Very good morning, fellow colleagues and friends. Happy Friday. Today is orientation day for our new batch of students. Let's hope the numbers are good. Fingers crossed. So today I'm going to do a short briefing. Short because it will be no more than 2 hours. Okay. We are going to talk on the APEL, and not only on APEL, and also the roles of the advisor, assessor, and moderator. I'm happy to see business school and SHTCA colleagues here. The reason is because most of the inquiries I get are from business school and SHTCA. So, okay lah. Macam ini pun baik juga. Okay. And keperluan from MQA is every first quarter, normally first quarter of the year, this briefing must be given. Now, you may be a little bit curious on why did I use the word MQA over there. Because APEL is regulated under MQA, all right? And for us to get the accreditation or to be able to offer APEL, we go through the same process of accreditation like how you do your PA, provisional accreditation, and also FA, all right? FA, so they come and they do audit exactly the same. Why do they come and do audit to us as a center? Because they want to make sure our staff are all competent and our staff meets the standard to be able to give the credit transfer as per APEL C, as I will explain to you. All right. So in today's journey, today I'm going to speak to you, basically touch a little bit on what APEL is, accreditation of prior experiential learning. Then I will touch on the types of APEL and especially on APEL C, because kita kat sini APEL C center sahaja. Bukan APEL A, bukan APEL M, APEL C sahaja. Okay. And then after that, at the final stage, I will touch on what are the roles of these three key individuals. Very, 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 very important. Advisor, assessor, dan moderator. Okay, what are the roles of these individuals under the APEL system? At any time you have any questions, feel free to ask and I will be able to handle your queries. Okay? Kita buat fun sikit lah. It's Friday. Okay. So, when we talk about APEL, when we talk about APEL, if you look into the words or the explanation itself, accreditation of prior experiential learning, APEL. The word accreditation means to recognize. Kita accredit means we recognize. We are an accredit center. You are accredited. That means you are recognized. So, apa kita recognize? We recognize prior experiential learning. Prior means whatever you have done before. Whatever you have done before. That is called prior. So, prior to this, so that is how, that is what the word is. What you have done before. Experiential means learning that you get through experience, not only through classes. It is through experience. It is through many different facets of your learning. Example, going to a YouTube channel is also learning, kan? We learn a lot of things from YouTube, kan? Guys, I tell you, there is a lot. I learned how to replace my water heater using YouTube, Luckily, I didn't burn my house down. But I learned. So, ikut bulat-bulat lah, right? Not kiri, kanan, what is this, what is earth, and so on. So, we learn a lot of things. Okay? We learn how to bake using YouTube also. We learn from our friends. Okay, so this is called experiential learning. We have formal learning, we have experiential learning. Formal learning is the one you go to university, you go to secondary school, you go to college to learn. Itu formal lah, anything under MQA. Experiential is anything else that you learn on your own interest. So APEL is, we recognize any kind of learning that you have attained in layman's language. Okay? So accreditation of prior experiential learning. So that is the recognition of whatever you have done. Your working experience is also experiential learning. If you have worked in a particular field for many years, you have learned the trade, and because of that, you have the experience and you are able to demonstrate the competency of that particular level. All right? Dia macam ni. Let's say I'm an accounting degree holder. Accounting, I did my accounting. But when I started working, I worked in a hotel kitchen and I was doing pastry. My degree, accounting, but I kerja pastry kat Shangri-La. I work until I become a chef de partie. All right, kira okay lah. All right, so I know how to do baking, I know how to do cakes and so on already. But my degree is in accounting. But my experiential learning is baking. I learned baking over there. So that is also recognized. So APEL is something that was developed to ensure individuals who have this kind of learning tak sia-sia lah in a way. So it will be recognized and it will then for them to proceed for them if they want to do other kinds of qualification. Alright, understand? Kan, so far boleh ya? Just an intro ni sini. So when we talk about APEL, the two most popular, dia ada tiga, they have different kinds of APEL, all right? But I want to say that there are two most popular is always APEL A and APEL C, okay? So A is called Assess, C is called Credit. We at UOW Malaysia is an APEL C center. Now, we under UOW Malaysia, we have 4 entities. Betul? Okay, who can tell me the 4 entities? Automatically, I'll push your credit hours from 4 to 8. Tak ada. Okay. What are the 4 entities? Siapa? Morgana masih tahu punya ni. What are the 4 entities we have over here? Apa? Number 1. Unmute, answer. Tak tahu, aku kutuk kepala lah macam ni.
Sorry, don't know.
Don't know? Ayo.
Don't remember,
I'm going to message Dr. Hon now. I'm taking my phone, take photo, and I say, Sheila, don't laugh. What are the 4 entities? What are the 4 entities? Sheila?
Give one example.
University of Wollongong, Malaysia.
Then college.
Second one? College apa? University of
University
Wollongong.
of Wollongong College.
College. Then we have
Okay.
UOW,
Penang.
KDU,
Penang.
KDU College,
Penang
and KDU College, and then in Penang is University College kan?
College. Yeah.
Okay, so I got
so
my
ada-
hours.
Betul. So, Morgana can remember
No. Actually, I don't get it. Okay, now I understand. What's the
Oh, now you
question,
understand. Okay, got 4. Now, why is it important, guys? Out of these 4, we are a APEL C center for only University of Wollongong, Malaysia. Yang Prof. Yu, Vice Chancellor punya. Yang Gabriel Principal punya, tak ada. Tak ada. So, always remember, only University of Wollongong, Malaysia. Prof. Yu, VC punya. That is a APEL C center. Penang nak buat APEL C, tak boleh. My student in my college, let's say they are ECE, Early Childhood Education, is under my college, tak boleh. Bachelor in Culinary, boleh, because it's under the university. Bachelor in Business, like business school, not all can, yang mana tak boleh? Business school, yang mana tak boleh?
Foundation diploma.
Foundation, diploma.
Very good.
Foundation.
Foundation,
And
certificate, betul.
Okay.
Because foundation and certificate is submitted under college.
College.
Betul. So the license that we have for FLC is given to institution. Hotel school, satu course tak boleh. Satu program tak boleh. Sorry, mana tu? Siapa tahu?
Certificate.
Hotel school, satu
Certificate.
program tak boleh.
Certificate.
Betul, pandai. Certificate in hotel operation. Itu tak boleh
operations.
sebab certificate is registered under college. The rest you can. Okay? Faham Because MQA bagi lesen not under not under UOW Malaysia but individual institution. So when we apply for the biggest institution lah. Alright? So basically the most two popular is APEL A and APEL C. Okay? Now, so apa tu APEL A? APEL A, we are not an institution. Kita bukan APEL A center. But I will explain to you. APEL A stands for Assess. Assess means untuk masuk program. So if a person want to go into a degree under Malaysia's MQA regulation, dia agak straightforward kan? What is it? If you want to do a degree, you perlu ada apa? STPM, betul. Lagi A-levels atau A-level atau foundation atau diploma. Betul Okay Now, let's say a person who only got SPM tapi kerja 20 tahun. Sekarang sudah front office manager. He want to do degree under Malaysian law, tak boleh. Pelik kan? Sudah front office manager, nak buat degree pun tak boleh. So, what do? They go through APEL A. Faham kan? Okay. Siapa yang buat APEL A? There are certain APEL A center, but the best is go to MQA. MQA punya website, APEL, ada satu senarai of all the institution. You also apply through the website. Okay? Faham Itu APEL A. Faham A for access untuk masuk. So, let's say. Aku nak let's say ni banyak ni. Okay? I want to do masters. Sekarang I diploma. I want to do master. Malaysian regulation, am I allowed or not? No, cannot. But you go through APEL A, you go through Assess, they give you a sijil. They say that you dilayak masuk tahap 7. Tahap 7 kat Malaysia is master. So that is the whole element of APEL A. Understand Now, what is the regulation? Siap mana boleh masuk mana and so on is all in the website. Any student ask you, we cannot do. Kita tak ada lesen buat ni. You go through the MQA website. Faham MQA website. But this is very popular. Very, very popular sebab kat industri sekarang, a lot of people working, tapi tak ada qualification. Because last time, they work, tak ada duit nak belajar lah. So now, they want to study. So they say, how? This is where we have the APEL A for SS. Faham Okay, very good. C for credit transfer. We are an APEL C center. Only UOW, Malaysia, University of Wollongong, Malaysia, is a APEL C center where students can apply for credit transfer for individual courses. Remember the scenario I gave you. I am an ACCA accounting degree holder sekarang, but upon graduation 20 years ago, I joined the hotel industry in pastry. Lepas tu, I am now a sous chef. Okay, but I want to do something in hospitality. I want to do hospitality. I join a hospitality punya degree sekarang. I join. Okay, sebab I'm interested culinary. And in one of the subject of my hospitality degree is introduction to pastry. Okay, introduction to pastry. I'm a pastry chef 20 years. So I can apply for APEL C. If I lepas, I will get credit transfer. Credit transfer means I no need to do the subject. The course lah, I no need to do. Dapat terus credit. Tapi apply doesn't mean you get. A person can work in a hotel for 20 years, tapi apa dia buat? Peel potato saja. Okay, 20 tahun peel potato. Okay, so doesn't mean 20 years is anything. We evaluate the learning outcome. Dia boleh demonstrate ke tak boleh demonstrate a particular field of requirement, learning outcome. Okay, so that is APEL C. APEL Q is another one that is already in the industry. This is the most recent. Q stands for qualification, where a person goes through APEL and eventually they get the whole qualification. Whole qualification means the whole cert. So, example, let's say I am a person who is very well known in the academic industry. I have a lot of knowledge. I am able to demonstrate. I apply for APEL Q untuk PhD. Okay, example. Okay, the institution will evaluate me based on the PLO of a high-level PhD. Lepas tu, if I go through the assessment yang very, very stringent, I pass, they will then confer me the award, the qualification. All right, the qualification of the PhD. But it is not easy. It is not writing one essay. They need to see your employer, they need to evaluate you, they need to see this, they need to see that, and so on. So it is a long process. Which institution do this? Currently, yang popular, SEGI. SEGI buat untuk, ini SEGI ke INTI? I can't remember. I think SEGI, if I'm not wrong, for their diploma in early childhood. Okay, so they have a APEL Q because a lot of people work in the early childhood, what do you call teachers in kindergarten and so on. They are very, very senior, tapi tak ada qualification. Very senior but no qualification. So they go through APEL Q. Okay, that is another. These are some examples of the APELs. Understand? So kita sini, which one? A, C, or Q? Mana? Cacing only, C only, we are only C, understand? So as I said, types of APEL, here A, C, Q, of course, under A, there's this thing called M, assessed through micro-credential. This is another one. All right, for certain institution, if you do a lot of micro-credential, you can assess through the program using that also. That one we all cannot do because we are not a APEL A center. Okay, so what is this APEL? Why? Sebab government under the Malaysian blueprint baru habis 2025, now got 2026. Document belum keluar lagi, very soon. They just announced a few things a few days ago kan. So the blueprint also coming up very soon already. We are also eagerly waiting because when it come out, I guarantee you we will need to change certain things one. Guarantee punya ini, mesti punya. Certain thing tukar sini, tukar sana. Baru-baru ini, we already got value-based education and SDG. I pening kepala. If they come out something else new, something else will come in. So let's hope in eagerness that the change is not so drastic lah. Okay, so Malaysian Education Blueprint, and one key element or the rangka of this Malaysian Education Blueprint is lifelong learners. Lifelong. That is why they have this APEL to encourage people to continue their study. That means belajar, studying, there is no such thing as tua ke muda. That's what they want to do. Doesn't mean you tua, you tak boleh belajar. Okay, tua also got opportunity. That's what they want to do, continuous. And one key element they also stress. I remember going for one seminar is on the matter of aging. A lot of individuals now, kita punya retirement age 60 kan, but many people don't stop at 60 because they are still very capable. So they continue 61, 62, 63 if they want. So they need more skill, upgrade themselves on skill. Okay, and as you know, currently there is also talk about increasing of retirement age and so on. Who knows? So there could be certain change, and this change will require one thing very important, guys: skill. You want to retire at 63, you want to retire at 64, 65, you are only relevant if you got the skill. Skill itu penting lah. So that is why they encourage lifelong learning. That is why they have all this APEL and so on. Alright guys, boleh? Kan so actually I can safely say government regulation dia memang baik. Okay, memang baik. So it actually very, very positive. Okay, it's the implementation that it is critical over there. Alright. So APEL, for us, APEL C, who is it for? It is basically for all levels, all the tahap. So it's dari tahap 1 hingga tahap 8. So like for us over here, our university, we start from diploma kan. Our programs in university is diploma. So ours is tahap 4 hingga tahap 8. And it must be coursework lah. It must be coursework based. PhD, you cannot apply for APEL C because it is project based. Project based tak boleh APEL C. It must be coursework based with LO. Alright, learning outcome. Okay. So when we talk about prior experiential learning, what do we recognize? So we recognize 3 things. Alright, 3 things. Formal learning, informal, and non-formal. Formal learning is paling senang, paling straightforward. Apa tu formal learning? Learning that it is based on a structured process. Macam SPM, STPM, diploma, A-level, degree kat Malaysia. Semua itu formal learning. And formal learning, if you want to join, you want to continue, we get credit exemption. Credit transfer kan? Credit transfer. So that's very straightforward. From diploma to degree, maximum 50%. 50%. All right? So that is very straightforward. Under APEL, we also recognize informal and non-formal learning. All right? So apa tu informal? All right? Informal is refer to the knowledge and skill acquired by applicant based on his or her self-effort. All right, so that's informal. It is usually incidental or unintentional. Okay, sources of informal learning are work and life experiences as well as other activities such as reading, community work, hobbies. That's called informal learning. Okay, like example, if you are interested in baking, you do on your own, that is informal learning. If you're interested in computers, you read about it, you assemble the parts, those are called informal learning. You read books about certain disciplines, those are called informal learning. Okay. Non-formal learning refers to learning that is intentional, that may be conducted in a structured and organized environment. This form of learning may not necessarily lead to a formal certificate. Non-formal learning is things such as like you join online course, Coursera. You join Coursera, 2 days program, habis, the cert that you get is called certificate of attendance kan? It's nothing to do with MQA kan? It is not a diploma or a degree. That is just a certificate. It is called non-formal learning. All right? Non-formal. So, fellow friends, there are 3 types of learning. Formal is those that follow a certain structure, very clear structure with a certificate. SPM, STPM, diploma, MQA, diploma, in Malaysian diploma, and so on. Informal learning is based on your own interests, things that you like to do, and on your daytime, when you do it, you also learn from it. And non-formal learning is you join certain courses, but it doesn't give you a formal certificate like Coursera and so on. Sometimes you can join a 2-day program on financial literacy. You join a 2-day, a short course online, and it talks about, let's say, recently, last week, Dr. Ramaya came, right? He did training kan, 2 hari kan? That one is called non-formal learning. Many of you join kan, you get knowledge kan, but do you have a degree or a master's from it? Tak dah. You just learn the knowledge. That is called non-formal learning. Okay? Understand? These are called different kinds of learning. So under APEL, all of this is recognized lah. All of this is recognized. Not only the formal side, but informal and non-formal too. Okay? So basically, here what we see here is who is APEL for? Basically, APEL C, it is us. We are a higher education provider approved by MQA. So how do we assess the student? We assess the student through competency versus CLO. All right. So if a student say that they are good in accounting, they want to apply for APEL C for accounting, we need to see their knowledge compared to the CLO. So we need to do assessment. Kita kena buat assessment lah. Assessment on the student to make sure that they are competent based on the CLO. So maximum credit that they can get is 30%, not counting the formal education. Informal and non-formal adalah 30%. Guys, that is a lot. That is a lot. Okay, so this actually clearly tells you credit transfer. Formal learning sekarang is 50% by law. Betul kan? C grade and above 30, B grade and above is 20. Non-formal and informal APEL-C is 30%. Tapi under regulation from MQA, formal plus informal learning maximum is 60%. So just picture this scenario. A student complete diploma. Diploma sudah habis. Alright. Work a lot of experience. Very good. Sekarang dia buat degree. Maximum credit transfer is 30%. And because this student is so good, they can also do another 30% for APEL. Let's say, for example, so it's 60%, 60% off of credit. Your degree is 120 credit. Dia sekarang buat 40% of 120, only 48 credits to get their degree. Okay, so what has happened? 48 credits, let's say part-time lah. Buta-buta normally degree part-time is 4 years. 4 to 5 years. Sekarang 1.5 year dah habis. You get it? So that is the kebaikan for APEL-C. Okay, student, if you look at it, can get maximum of 30% off. And if they're coming in from a diploma, they can get a max of 50, but together maximum 60. This is maximum lah. All right. So far, our cases, tak ada student dapat maximum. Tak ada. Because normally it is maybe formal learning from diploma to degree, they get 25 credit, they get 25%, and then APEL they get also another 25%. So 50% off pun okay juga, discount 50% off. Your 120 credit for your degree sekarang 60 credit, and you save a lot of time, really a lot of time. That is why I normally encourage your colleagues, your friends or whatever, any of your colleague sekarang they are skilled tapi dia belum dapat qualification lagi. Maybe they want to do their masters or do their degree or whatever. With their experience and so on, look at the credit transfer that they are possibly to get. High chance. So, and this will actually reduce a lot of their requirement for time. That is the benefit. Any questions here? I will take the next minute or two just to pause, just in case you have any question, because this is the time that sometimes people want to ask, how does this work and so on. Any questions? So I give you another example lah. We are over here, we have MBA kan? MBA under business school or MBA. So for some of you who haven't achieved your MBA or master's level yet, now you have your degree and you're planning to do your master, you can think, if you do your master now, degree to master tak ada credit transfer mah for formal, memang tak apa. But maybe in your work experience, in your many years of experience, you have skill in some of the levels or the subjects in the MBA. You can apply for APEL-C lah. You can apply for APEL-C. Betul lah. So like Hajar, you all can speak to all the business school lecturers, tanya dia orang, what are the subjects? Then you can apply. This is a good chance. No need to do 40 credits. Your master's is 40 kan? I remember 40. So now if you can get, let's say, 20% off is already 8 credits, you know. Not only is it cheaper, but it is also shorten your study time. And you can do it here. So for UOW staff, I think all of you are UOW staff kan. Number one, you already get discount. I am trying to encourage lifelong learning. You already get discount. Then from the discount, but make sure you got 1 year of service lah. You apply, you get discount. Lepas tu from that discount, you can apply for scholarship if you dapat 100% off, happy. If not, you pay on your own 50% off, and then you apply for FLC some more. Then you'll be very good friend to people like Christabel, Siti Hajar, Malini, all because they will be your teachers. Then you see, you save a lot of time. At the end of the day, the masters, wherever you go, is with you. Betul kan? Even though you leave UOW, you want to go Taylor, Sunway, tak apa. The masters is with you. At least get something from us lah. Get something from us over there. Tak rugi punya. Alright? I'm trying to do salesman, but not in the proper way lah. I'm not asking you to leave. I'm just asking you to improve yourself. Take the opportunity of what the institution can give you. We are not kedai tayar. If you are kedai tayar, I'll sell you tires. But we are institution, education. I only can give you qualification. So this is the chance. This is the chance. Sayang we don't have DBA. DBA, tahu DBA? DBA tahap 8. Tahap 8. I can guarantee you, if there is a DBA kat UOW Malaysia, you all got PhD kan by research. But PhD by research, you cannot do APEL. See, if you got DBA, which is a taught level 8, a lot of takers, a lot of our staff have masters, no PhD. And if it's a DBA and we have APEL here, sui. Hokkien nangkong sui means nice. Everything will fall in place. Betul kan? So business school, you all may want to think about it. Offer a DBA. Alright, aku jadi salesman ni sekarang. Faham guys? This one So you look at the benefits. Now, if you look at the benefits that I explained you from us as our colleagues, our friends that doing it, the industry also look at it the same thing. People working in the industry also, when they want to continue, they want a shorter time and they want to have their qualification, because now it is no choice. The qualification is a requirement for them to proceed. Okay. So implementation, bagaimana? How is this FLC? How does FLC work? All right. So this is the one, is the operational part lah, which all of you as academic staff in UOW Malaysia, you all must know. You all must know how this actually works. So FLC open to all Malaysia and international students. So all students lah, regardless dari Jepun ke, Singapore ke, Brunei ke, Malaysia, all can. All right. So there's no issue. All right. There's no issue at all. And they must be registered with us first. Now, this one very important when you do education fair. All right. No student can be informed that they will guarantee get credit transfer of FLC before they go through the process. Let's say I am a student, I'm coming in, I got many years of experience. I come and see Siti Hajar. I say, Siti, I heard your university got this and that. I want to do my MBA. I got many years in working as a senior manager. She cannot tell me, oh, Mr. Lau, no problem, you will sure get one. There's no such thing as no problem, you will sure get. Because there must be assessment. Assessment will still need to be done. You cannot guarantee the student to pull the student into the institution to sign up. Itu sudah tipu. All right, that one is tipu already. Cannot. You can say, we have an FLC, we are an FLC center, and this is what we can offer, but there's no guarantee. You need to go through the process. Okay? Number one. Number two, they cannot do the process first before they sign up. They cannot do the process of FLC. You do evaluation first. After evaluate, then we say that, oh, Mr. Lau, you already passed these 3 courses for FLC. Now, then only I sign up. the program. Cannot. I must sign up the program first. Then I apply. You get me or not? Must sign up the program first. Why? MQA very strict. I asked the MQA officer why. He said, dulu, they allowed, no problem. Some institution use that as a marketing tool. They janji the student already because they want the student, they become very, very low standard for assessment. So they will just say, okay lah, they simply assess. Then they give the 12 credits, credit transfer, because they want the student to sign up. Money lah, money. So that's why they say cannot. This is the reason why. Understand? So they must be our student. Okay. So how does it work? Basically, so APEL C, prior experiential learning, for the purpose of all areas and levels of MQF, all areas and level tahap 8 hingga tahap 1. Now, for postgraduate programs, limited to only courses in programs conducted via coursework and mixed mode. All right. Coursework means totally coursework. Mixed mode means other coursework, other research. The research part cannot apply for APEL C, cannot. APEL C cannot apply for research part, but the coursework part can. Understand? Anything with coursework can, research cannot. Okay. So for us to implement APEL C, we need approval from MQA, as I told you, is very stringent. So we went through the process. It is a very stringent thing, and every 2 to 3 years, they will come and do re-accreditation audit. So 2 years ago, they came. Next year, we need to do again. Okay. So award. Programs approved by ministry obtained. So all our programs already got PA. So all can, there's no problem under the university. So if you look at under our university, all the program can apply for APEL C. Semua boleh. So that is the beauty. Okay. So I give you one scenario. 2 days ago, there is a student under foundation. He wrote to me. He wants to apply for APEL C under his foundation program. Okay. So he was a very nice student. He explained, I want to apply for these 3, this and that. I replied to him, I'm very sorry, I cannot, because the foundation, you cannot, because the foundation is not eligible. So I explained to him why. Because it is under the college. Foundation in arts is under the college. It's not under the university. So actually okay. So this boy, if once he finish his foundation, he masuk Bachelor of Business, let's say, then he can apply lah. He can apply because Bachelor of Business is under the university. Okay. So APEL C, credit transfer without grade and not credit assumption. So it is a credit transfer. Credit transfer is similar to how students from Taylor, Sunway, when they come over, they get credit transfer. Our diploma to degree also get credit transfer. It is not exemption. Always remember, fellow friends, the word credit transfer and exemptions, many a times it is mistaken to be the same meaning, but actually it is not. Credit transfer means a student do not need to do the course, and also the credit of the course is recognized. And exemptions in Malaysian terms is the student do not need to do the course, but the credit of that course still needs to be picked up by the student in another course or subject. Okay, that is the difference. That is the term exemption. That is why if a student come said, I've done marketing, I've done this and that, the student can be exempted from marketing, but dia kurang that 4 credit. So he needs to do another course or he needs to do another subject to make sure he have that enough credit. Tak cukup credit 120, tak graduate. Okay, understand? But I can safely, I'm just explaining to you, in UOW Malaysia, I don't think we got any exemption one. We don't practice exemption kan? Business school ada? Tak ada kan? Exemption, credit transfer memang ada lah. But exemption, no, right? You don't tell the student, oh, you are exempted from marketing, tak apa. But you need to take other credits and so on. Okay? Tak ada lah. So that is why we are quite straightforward lah. The word exemption is not confused. Okay? Now, courses that form part of the program structure under professional bodies may be considered for APEL, but it needs to have subject to acceptance by relevant professional bodies. So, example, engineering school, okay, under the university engineering school is the gray area. Gray area. Kenapa? And engineering programs are under the university. So, under regulation, boleh APEL C. Tetapi, MQA said because engineering programs is regulated by engineering board kan? Very strict. You need approval from engineering board before you give APEL C. So if engineering school got application for APEL C, they cannot tell the student, yes, I can take you in. No, they need to speak to engineering board. If engineering board say boleh, boleh. If tak boleh, they can't even do anything. They will tell the student, I am very sorry. Yes, University of Wollongong, Malaysia is an APEL C center, but we are regulated by engineering board or board of engineers. Sorry, board of engineers. And because of that, we cannot do. Macam itu. Understand, ah? So they are, but they are very strict one, different. Another one is nursing board. Nursing, ah. Tapi nursing under college. So memang tak ada APEL-C lah. Memang tak ada APEL-C lah. But nursing also. So Malaysia Medical Board, very strict. Nursing Board, very strict. Board of Engineers, very strict. Okay, at the moment. If there are any other board, then we need their regulation. They go ahead before APEL-C can be implemented. The rest of you all, hotel school, business school, SCCA, SCCM, semua boleh. Semua boleh. Alright, because generally it is still regulated in the way that we as an institution get autonomy. We got control. We got control. Understand, guys? Okay. Any questions? Questions? Boleh? Not too bad, huh? Okay. So, award for credit. Award of credit to APEL-C cannot be transferred automatically to another program, of course. If a student attain credit transfer in one course, he transferred to another course, doesn't mean it is the credit transfer is transferred over also. There must be a 80% similarity of learning outcome. So we'll do matching lah, same lah, like how we do our credit transfer, matching. Okay, award of credit to APEL-C equivalent to the credit value of the course applied for. Award for partial credit is not allowed. This one, you may laugh, but if people have asked before, let's say accounting, introductory to accounting is 3 credit. There are 3 CLO. Student look at that 3 CLO and then they tell you, cikgu, CLO1, CLO2, I've been doing it when I'm working. CLO3, I don't know, I haven't do before. Can I apply for 2 CLO? So 2 credit. No such thing lah. It's either 3 credit or no credit lah. Okay? Now you may laugh. Well, got something got lah. I've experienced students who after giving the course syllabus, they look at it and say, sir, can I apply for 2 credit out of the 4 credit? Tak boleh, tak boleh, tak boleh. Okay? You need the whole thing. All right? The whole thing. Okay? Credits awarded for a course is applicable to a specific course applied for. Credits are not automatically applied to prerequisite. Accounting 1, Accounting 2, student apply APEL-C for Accounting 2 doesn't mean they get automatically credit transfer for Accounting 1, even though 1 is supposed to be a lower level. No, you only get credit transfer for the courses you apply for. So it is not uncommon for a student to get credit transfer for Accounting 2, tapi kena buat Accounting 1. It is not uncommon. So basically, this is how it is. If they want Accounting 1, they need to apply also. They need to apply. Now, what scenario comes to this? Why do they not apply? Sometimes student already sudah maximum 30%. So sometimes they strategize lah. I apply for the higher level, the lower level I dapat score A+. So they have to strategize which one they need to apply because maximum is 30% sahaja. For a degree of 120 credits, a maximum is only 36 credits. 30. Okay. Separate assessment for each course. Credit cannot be granted on the block basis. So every single course need their own assessment. Even though a student apply for Accounting 1, Accounting 2, you cannot give 1 assessment. You must give 2 assessments separate. Okay. APEL-C for all courses except project or dissertation. Okay. Project work, I mean, project work memang cannot FLC or dissertation. That means if you're talking about reports and so on, that memang cannot lah. Okay. Executive diploma, no need to worry because we do not have that. Okay. Now, implementation process. How do we implement FLC? We need to comply with the Garis Guide for Good Practice. So this is the Garis Panduan APEL. So it needs to be transparent, equitable, and evidence-based. The key thing about APEL is it needs to have evidence. Bukti is the critical thing. Students need to prove to you that they are competent, not by just verbal or just say. You need to see that they are competent. All right. You need to have proof that they are actually competent. Okay. So the assessment method that is being chosen needs to be very clear to ensure that it is the proper one to show competency in the student. Okay. Students who apply for FLC. Now, before registering for the relevant course, students need to apply before they register for the course. So let's say FLC is open all around for the whole year. So students join in first semester of the program, they need to plan already. They need to plan ahead about what courses they want to apply for FLC. They need to plan. All right. So they cannot join the course. Halfway through, they come out, they say, I want to apply for FLC. Cannot. It needs to be before they join the course or the subject. Okay. So what happens is a lot of these matured students who they know they're going to apply for FLC in semester 1 of year 1, they normally will speak to the program leader. They will ask for course syllabus so that they can see which subjects that they want to apply for FLC. Okay. Which subjects and so on. Okay. Now, course awarded with FLC, what is going to happen is upon students achieving dia sudah dapat pass FLC, it will show in the transcript CT bracket APEL. Okay. If you look at your students' transcript at the bottom, you will see CTA, A APEL. We got that code at the bottom. All right. So under the index, under the glossary is written there, credit transfer of accreditation of prior experiential learning. So you will see clearly that the student, that particular course is due to APEL. All right. Not taken into account in the calculation of GPA and CGPA memang. All right. You don't count APEL. APEL is credit transfer. Total credit counted towards total credit requirements. And of course, at the end of the day, all students that go through the APEL process will get a MQS. MQS is a Malaysian qualification statement. All right. It is a living cert. Living cert. All right. Now, our normal student tak dapat, but any student that go through the APEL process will get this MQS, Malaysian qualification statement. We have this document. This document has been given to students before due to we have students under APEL. It is signed off by the registrar. Shankar signs off for this document. The school will fill up the form. Shankar will sign off. Okay. Now, what if a student gagal? Students who fail FLC assessment for the course applied for will have to complete the course to the usual process. I gagal FLC for accounting 2. I need to take accounting 2 lah. I need to go to class. Cannot apply for FLC again when? No, cannot. You can appeal like the normal process when you appeal your exam. Boleh. You can appeal your assessment, but you cannot retake. There is no retake for APEL. Understand? Okay. You can appeal. Okay. And then we keep all the records. So this is the instrument. This is the process, how it is done. Application for each course is RM200. 200. I am a student under business school. Sekarang I want to apply for APEL. I want to apply for APEL. After the process, the first stage before assessment, I will pay RM200. Okay. Then we will go through the assessment, everything. When I pass APEL, I will need to pay 500 for credit transfer. 500 for credit transfer. Why? Separate. Some students gagal. If you gagal, you don't pay the 500 lah. Okay, you only pay 200. But if you want your credit transfer, you pay the 500. So total is 700 per cost. 2 courses kali 2 lah ni. 3 courses kali 3 lah. Straightforward. It is still cheaper than your normal course that you take. And you save a lot of time. Faham ah? Okay? Ini subject to change. The price may go up. Inflation. Apa barang pun sudah naik. So this one also may go up. Okay? So, what is the briefing process? The briefing process macam ini. Scenario. A business student is interested in doing APEL. First thing he does is he will come to the APEL center. APEL center is actually TLC, Hazim, and myself. We are a neutral party. We cannot do assessment. We neutral. We explain to the student apa itu APEL, what is the process of APEL. Then student will think, okay, this looks interesting. Okay. Then we will now speak to the business school lah. So I'll speak to Prof. Sotesh. Say, Prof. Sotesh, I have a student interested to do APEL. Prof. Sotesh will appoint an advisor. Normally the program leader lah, because she knows all the program of the student, an advisor. This advisor will advise the student on subject-related or course-related questions. Okay? Then the advisor will give the student an assessment. There is a template. Ada template punya. Student need to take why are they applying for this, what are the evidence they have, what are their experience that they're applying for APEL for this particular subject. Part of the assessment is also a 500-word essay. Senang. The question is up to the advisor on what question they want to do related to the course. It could be explain and describe the reasons behind you applying for this course. Why do you say that you are eligible? Then they cerita lah, so on. After that, the advisor will also tell the student, okay, you wait, belum confirm lagi, you send. Then they will evaluate whether the student is eligible ke tak eligible. The advisor can tell the student, my friend, in hotel, you work for 3 months only, and now you want to apply for APEL for butchery. Cannot, don't waste your time. No, we don't want to take. Boleh, tak ada hal. You can tell the student, don't waste your time. You cannot. Okay? Tak boleh, because tak cukup experience. No problem. Case closed. Tak faham, ha? Case closed. Student, thank you, sir. Sayonara, go. Advisor calls the shot. If the student meet the requirement, advisor said, very good, you can. Then this is where the application will be. The 200 ringgit will come in lah. The 200 ringgit. Okay? Then the formal application, they are all very structured. There are forms to follow. And there is a what do you call it? Like a map. Stage 1, stage 2, stage 3, stage 4. Macam tu punya. Very clear cut one. First stage, always come to us first. Then we actually explain to them what is it. Then it goes to the school. Then it goes on. Faham guys? Okay. So that is how the process is. I don't talk about the assessment yet. I will talk about assessment later. All right. But that is the application process. Have we rejected students from applying for APEL? God, reject. Have some students say they want to apply? There is one case that I'm working with Adrian Business School. One student want to apply for APEL. I've done this, I've done that. Adrian already explained to him, asked him to do the assessment and so on, blah, blah, blah. He has done. Okay. It's in the process of there, but he's taking a lot of time. It's up to him. The problem is when he wants to apply for APEL for that 2 courses, he cannot take those courses. So at the end of the day, if he said, okay, maybe I don't want to do lah, then now he has to take the course. So his time will be extended. You see, that is the challenge, because APEL, we do not, APEL, MQA state that we cannot paksa the students to do in the beginning of the semester, beginning of their course. No, it's up to them when they want to do. You see, up to them. Flexible, supposed to be flexible. So if it is because of flexibility, this particular student that Adrian is handling, the boy may not, by the time he do his APEL, it may be at the end of his journey already. And if he fails, it will be an extension of another 1 semester. It could be. But they have to accept it lah. We have already briefed him. Myself, Hazim, and also Adrian already briefed the boy. And he said, yes, yes, I understand, I understand. Understand ke tak tahulah. Okay. But there is a document lah that we actually got him to look at and so on lah. Okay. So how is a student assessed? The student will be assessed on two methods. Test and or portfolio. All right. It can be a test, it can be a portfolio, or it can be a test and portfolio. All right. So example, this is called, so what do we test on? It depends on the course content and it depends on the learning outcome. If a student apply for accountancy, let's say principles of accounting. Okay, one of those Frank Wood books lah, Frank Wood Principles of Accounting 1 and 2. Then because it is accounting, it will normally be a test. Okay, you cannot evaluate the student by presentation ma. All right, it's going to be a test. You cannot evaluate the student by portfolio. But if it is something to do with SCCA, something to do which is a demonstration of prior work, these are the designs I did and so on, then it will be a portfolio and interview. Okay, a portfolio, the work that I've done. And it could also be test and portfolio. You do a test and then you want to see portfolio. It's up to you all. It's up to the subject expert. Who is the subject expert? The subject expert is this person called the assessor. The assessor is the subject expert. The advisor is the program expert. Okay, the program expert can be Malini, let's say, because she is in charge of the whole program. But for the subject of marketing, it could be Sheila, for example. So she is the subject expert. So she is the one that will set the assessment. Okay, she will be set. Can the advisor and the assessor be the same person? Possible, but not advisable. Normally it's separate. Worst to worst, if the advisor is also the subject expert, the ADH or the head of school will become the advisor. So it becomes neutral. Supposed to be lah. There must be certain level of transparency lah. Okay. Okay. So basic principles of assessment. We are evaluating students' learning, what the student learn, and every CLO must achieve 50%. So if your particular subject or course have 3 CLO 1, 2, dan 3, then everyone, the student need to do assessment and to show evidence that achieve 50% dan atas, 50 and above. If CLO 1 is 90%, CLO 2 is 80%, and CLO 3 is 49%, gagal. Even though accumulated average is going to be 75, but because they need to achieve each CLO, and CLO 3 is 49, which is below 50, this person fail APEL C. Understand, huh? That is, they're very stringent on that. You need to make sure you pass every single level. Okay? Now, remember we were talking about tests and also portfolio. If it is a test, like an exam, the process or the stringent level of moderation is similar to how we do our normal final exam. Okay? Exactly the same. So it must have a set A, set B. There must have a moderator for the quality of the paper. And then every time it is marked already, it goes through SAB, School Assessment Board. Then it will be presented in IAB, and IAB will then present in Senate. It goes through the same process because we are giving credit transfer. Student dapat credit, so it goes through the same process. It's very stringent. Okay. Even if the assessment is done on a Saturday morning, let me tell you, the last time I did one case for culinary, this particular student applied for 5 subjects, all practical. Each practical class was 5 hours. Okay. And they do even on weekends. And during that time, Keen have to come also. Because exam department needs to be there. It is not a normal test, you know. It is a formal assessment. It's like a final exam. So if Keen couldn't come, then one of the staff need to come. because it is a formal assessment and she needs to stick all the sticker. This is an exam, keep quiet and this and that, and brief the student. Student, this is your exam, you put it down, all the clock, everything exactly the same. Exactly the same. Understand, huh? Because this assessment is a full assessment. It is not something that it is just a normal test. Questions, guys? Questions? Boleh? Would you like a short break? Lou, yes, please. I'll give you a 10-minute break. It is 10 a.m. It's 9:58 a.m. Come back at 10:10. All right, come back at 10:10, and we will continue. All right, guys. Thanks. Okay. Friends, 10. Okay, bye. Farahin, mesti ada punya on time. Okay. So, I believe I stopped here on the basic principles of assessment. So, just to reiterate, so what we are evaluating is students' learning. Every CLO must achieve 50%. Okay, must achieve 50%. Anything less than that, and the students will not attain the APEL C credit transfer. Okay, so this is the learning route, the route of the student. So students start kat sini, learner undertake self-assessment exercise, they assess. So if it is eligible, yes, we go next stage. If it's not eligible, straight away notification to learner end. You see that not? All right. So do not be afraid if the student say, but I want to apply. No. APEL says no. Okay, because it's our prerogative and we find that you do not meet the basic or the minimum requirements or the based on the evaluation, you are not competent for the whole process itself. It is fine. No problem. Okay. Yes, of course. I will send you all the slides. Definitely. Okay. So if yes, if student is eligible, learner submit APEL-C application form. Then they submit the form. So always remember assessment dulu. Lepas self-assessment, yes or no, then it is the application form. RM200. Then here is the assessment. Assessment can be challenge test and or portfolio. Lepas itu, if they pass, yes, endorsed by academic board, credit awarded, notification to learner. If after they do the challenge test, they fail, pass, no, gagal, they can appeal. Okay, question to all of you, especially the program leaders. How much is the appeal process? How much is appeal? Exam appeal? Berapa ratus? Satu ratus kan? How much is it? I can't remember. What is it? Can remember not? How much is appeal? Student, let's say final exam, lepas itu dia tak puas, dia nak buat appeal. Dia kena bayar kan? Kena bayar ke free? Bayar. Okay? How much? Malini, if you're answering, you're muted. How much? How much? 100
It's
kan?
100.
100, yes.
100,
Yeah, I
yeah.
believe it's
100.
100 also. But we all
Receipt is
very,
300.
we all very little cases of appeal. Students never appeal. Students very good hours. They barely do appeal. Our cases are very, very low. Okay, I think most of them accept fate in the way that I know. I didn't study. I fail. Okay. Okay. So anyway, APEL also can appeal. So if the student appeal, they pay $100. It is the same process. They still go to KIN. They do the appeal process over there. They go down and pay. Then it goes through the process. Okay. So this is how the process is. So take note. This thing is done. So it will still go to assessment board, Senate, everything. Everything. Okay, so even when you set your exam paper, there must be 2 copies, there must be moderation, and so on. All right, it is a very stringent process. And all of this must keep. All the evidence must keep. The reason is because once the audit, MQA do audit on APEL Center, then we need to prove on this evidence. See, kita ada buat macam ni, ada. They want to see Senate minutes, they want to see this, that, and so on. Okay. So here actually explains a little bit in writing. So of this process, it is actually in writing of this process. So later when you all attain the notes, you all can have a read. It actually explains a little bit as what I said lah. Okay. So the next part here I want to stress, which is important, is also on the role. The role. What are the role? So these are the keywords here. Number 1, learner. Okay. We don't call them student. Under MQA, they are called learners. The person who is applying for credit transfer based on prior experiential learning. This is called the learner. So our student that is applying this is called the learner. Okay. Now the advisor is the appointed staff. Okay, who will provide. Now it can be subject expert, it can be ADH, or so on. Okay, who will provide general advice to the learner with respect to the APEL-C process and timeline involved as per flow chart to apply APEL-C. All right. So the advisor is the one. Now, the reason why sometimes it is subject expert or the ADH or an appointed person by the head of school is sometimes some schools are small and that individual can be the subject expert and also the advisor. Okay, so the last time when we worked with SCCA, Encik Zaki was the designated advisor. He advised all the students. All right, that individual subject lecturers, certain subject experts, they were the one who became the assessors and so on. Okay, so that's the advisor. Then we have the assessor. Who's the assessor? Appointed staff who will set the assessment and mark the learner's work. This is the assessor. So in the final exam context, you will call this person as the subject owner lah. You know, the subject owner lah, the one that set the marketing paper. Let's say I'm the subject, I teach marketing, I set the exam paper, but the paper can be moderated by Siti Hajar. No problem. So Siti Hajar can be the moderator, but I set the paper. So the moderator is the one who will do second mark the learner's work. All right. She will do second marking. She will also do the moderation for the exam paper. Exactly the same as how we do the final exam process. Understand? So advisor is a subject expert in the subject in which the learner is applying for credit. The main role of advisor is to provide advice to the learner with respect to APEL-C process and timeline involved. Okay, the advisor will guide the learner on the self-assessment exercise evaluation and advise learner to submit the 500-word report on a given title that is related to the course applied for. So this is the advisor. From the self-assessment data and the report submitted by the learner, the advisor will determine the learner's eligibility to apply for APEL-C. So this is the keyword. So here, when the learner give their report, kenapa or why I am eligible for this, and also with the essay, the advisor is the one that will decide whether this person should be given the chance or should not. Then you just have to tell the student, nope, you are not, because this and that, case closed. It is a decision by the school. Okay? If the advisor believes that the applicant is unlikely to succeed, the learner will be informed accordingly and the application process is terminated. Okay? So you all no need to worry. Saya terpaksa bagi dia APEL-C sebab they have applied. No, if he is not eligible, as I said, working in the kitchen for 10 years, tapi kerja peel potato saja, then cannot lah. Okay, even though the 10 years is there, but only peeling potato, everyday peel potato. Okay, and then you as a subject expert, you look, the learning outcome requires this and that. Then if you ask the student to do, cannot. You know that they are going to fail. Success rate will be very low. So it is not right for us to ask them to do. Okay, we are giving them hope when there is no hope. Okay, it is like this. If I apply for any accounting or finance paper and any of you give me credit transfer, then sudah tak betul because my accounting is horrible. All right, so macam tu lah. So that you need to make sure that you assess them properly already. Otherwise, the learner will be informed that the application can proceed to the next stage, which involves either the challenge test and or submission of the portfolio. Okay, so any questions on the advisor role, the role of the advisor? The advisor is to advise. Okay, straightforward kan? Okay. Next, the assessor is a subject or course expert in the subject in which the learner is applying for credits. The main role of the assessor is to design and create the appropriate assessment and marking rubric. I want to take a pause there. Marking rubric is critical. Must have. Any assessment you do must have a marking rubric. So if it is a written test, macam final exam, the marking rubric is known as a model answer. Betul kan? A model answer. If it is a presentation, a report, or like a practical test, practical in the kitchen, there must be a rubric. Tak ada rubric, tak lepas. A clear rubric must be there. This one, you jangan risau, because we have done quite a few processes. If there is a requirement for an assessment and APEL in your school, we will give you a sample of a marking rubric that already approved. All right, approved marking rubric. All right, because we actually communicated numerous times with MQA. They want it in a certain way and so on. But I have seen most of your marking rubrics in your school. What you have done is already okay. All right. Especially business school, you guys are following the WACSB kind of thing. That one is fine because your outcomes are already there. Very clear cut. Macam itulah. Okay. So what MQA wants to see is senang. Because student need to meet 50% of the CLO. The marking rubric will clearly show CLO1, what is the criteria, and after marking, student dapat 56. 56 is pass for that CLO. So they want to see each CLO ada dia punya condition marking and what is the final grade at the site. You understand kan? Okay, so that is how they will evaluate whether the student achieve the APEL-C requirement. Okay. The assessor will mark the learner's answer for challenge test, question, or evidences submitted in portfolio format. Okay, and judge to whether the extent the learner's response was demonstrated that the learner has achieved each of the course learning outcome, achieving at least 50% of each course learning outcome in the minimum standard required. So if it is a portfolio, I send you my work or portfolio, the assessor will interview me. So when during the interview, there's going to be a camera. Camera, we need to record the interview. Why? MQA need it as bukti, evidence. So there is a recording. So now we have a lot of recording of students doing this. All right. So after that, ready? So during the interview. So let's say I am the assessor. I am assessing the student using portfolio. And the portfolio is in reference to the course learning outcome. So my questioning will be based on the course learning outcome. So if course learning outcome 1 says that ability to develop and to operate, to develop and run an event. So I need to ask the student, learner, based on your portfolio, I see that you have organized and run numerous events during your working time. Can you please explain the challenges that you had? Then the student explained, oh, this and that, this and that. How over time did this improve? This and that, this and that, this and that. So through the student's answer and the portfolio, very good. So I mark in the rubric, CLO1 capai, achieve 63. After the mark 63 kan, let's say over 100, capai lah. Student sudah capai. That is how it is. So even portfolio, you need to do interview with the student. Interview. Portfolio alone is not enough. The interview is important. Okay. The assessor needs to provide learner with criteria for assessment decision, opportunity to discuss assessment result, and appeal opportunity. So there is an appeal opportunity lah, RM100. But during the, let's say student give portfolio, and then during the questioning, when you ask, sometime maybe the way that you ask the structure, you can adjust your structure a bit to make the student make the learner comfortable in answering you. You all remember last time we had that student, the DJ Prem. The DJ, so he was an APEL-C student. He a lot of portfolio. Sebab he was a DJ, so he was doing SCCA, public speaking, a lot of all those things, right? Not so he memang lepas one. But during the interview, the lecturers, I mean the assessor, really questioned him. How did you do that? Why was this done? What were the challenges when you run your event company the last time? What was the difficulty and this and that? So it was very good. Even though a lot of the assessors were awestruck because this is a popular guy and they know, but during the process, it was very, very formal. It was very formal. I have the recording. All right. It was very formal, and it was inside there was the assessor, there was the moderator, there was Keen. Exam department have to sit down there to listen to the whole thing through the recording because it is regulated in the proper manner. Okay. Then we have the moderator. The moderator's role is that of a second marker who is a subject expert. Once the learner's response to challenge test has been marked by the assessor, the moderator will second mark the learner's work. Okay. The moderator is also the person if it's a portfolio interview, the moderator will sit next to the assessor. The moderator can ask question, but the main person asking question is the assessor. The moderator, because of a subject expert, will be the one to ensure that the assessor's questions are based on the learning outcome also. Not asking about grandfather, grandmother, how is BFM and so on, nothing, but regulate. If it is a practical exam in the kitchen, the assessor is the main instructor assessing student. The moderator is the one also assessing, so that when the marks come out, there can be moderator. Hey, how come you give 5/10 when the moderator gives a 7 out of 10, for example? So they have an agreement. Macam tu lah. Both the marks will be submitted, assessor and moderator, and the agreed marks will be decided. This is very important because always understand anything that is subjective, like kitchen work. It is very unique. I may give 6 out of 10. You may give 7 out of 10 or 8 out of 10 due to how we look at things. All right. But if it is the variant is too far, then a third marker may be needed. All right. And it is the same process like how we do in our exam. Even the ADH or the head of school may need to come in and intercede if the marks are too far. Macam tu lah. Okay, understand? Okay, so that is the role of the moderator. Any questions, guys? So, MQA audit, waktu dia datang to do the renewal audit, they like to say, can you give us 2 assessors or 2 moderators? I want to speak to them. Macam tu lah. So when they come, they will ask, so when you were assessing the student, what were the challenges we face? See, so we give our feedback and so on. And keep records. Evidence is key. MQA, I think their tagline is bukti. Every time they ask us bukti, apa mana bukti, everything is bukti. So sometimes when you go my OBE training, every time I also stress bukti because I also masuk kepala bukti already. Now, so every time when you do APEL, it must be evidence. Nobody can tell you like this, yes, ma'am, I know how to do, and you accept it. Cannot. If they say they know how to do, you need to see how they do it, if it's practical, or a demonstration of something, like a final exam. Cannot just ILEO only, not enough. Okay, so that is very important. And they want evidence. That is why practical exam and portfolio interview, we record. Kita record. Evidence lah. Final exam, no need to record mah. We already got the exam paper. So that is the evidence. That is the bukti. That we have done it in a proper manner, and all the minutes of meetings, everything needs to be very, very clear. When we speak to the student, also needs to be very clear. We spoke to the student and so on and whatnot to make sure that things are done in a proper manner. Yeah, we did it. Okay, guys. Paham? So we have actually covered on belum lagi. I want to touch this a little bit. Here. So basically, ladies and gentlemen, what we have covered is on the matter pertaining to what APEL is. I explained to you the difference between A, C, and Q. A is for access, C is for credit transfer, Q is for qualification. And we are only an APEL C center. And of all 4 establishments that we have, institutions, only the University of Wollongong, Malaysia is an APEL C center. Or any program under that institution can apply APEL C. All other institutions cannot apply APEL C. APEL C is very stringent. It looks at the non-formal and informal learning of a particular student. Formal learning is something we already know. Diploma to degree, you can get a maximum of 50% credit transfer. Whereas non-formal and informal is another 30%. However, adding up these two, the maximum will be 60% and not 80%, 60%. And that is also quite a lot. By understanding that, you all will know why is APEL so important for the encouragement of especially working individuals who want to strive for a new or a higher qualification to be able to achieve that. It makes it attractive for them. Okay. So, and as I said earlier on, APEL A is for access. A lot of queries you will get from your friends, from students calling in is on APEL A. So you channel them to the MQA website. You just say, guys, you go and search MQA APEL, everything is there, all the application form is over there. Okay, we are only an APEL C center. All right, okay, and we also understand that APEL C, at the end of the day, how do we award is if the student can demonstrate with evidence the achievement of the CLO, and each CLO must pass. Okay, so even though they pass 2 and they fail 1, the average is more than 60 or 50, they still fail. They need to pass. Okay, is there a charge for this FLC process? Yes, application is 200 and the final credit transfer is 500. Okay, and the process itself is students need to apply before they sign up for the course. They need to apply first. Failing, if they fail FLC, they will need to do the course full, go to class, everything assessment, and so on. Are you forced to give a student FLC? No, if after evaluating, you find that the student does not meet the minimum competency of the particular course, have no chance, then it is our academic proper right in a way to tell the student, you won't get it. See, don't let them waste time and money. It's our right to tell, hey, my friend, you cannot lah. Okay? All right? So this is very important, the advice that we give the student. All right? Any questions, fellow colleagues? Boleh? Boleh? Boleh tak? Faham ah? Faham ah? Okay, so now any inquiries I get from outside, business, straight away I'll send to Siti Hajah, straight away. Bagi dia settle. Huh? Boleh ya? Boleh lah. I'm giving your business, you know. And another marketing thing, if any of our colleagues on campus have not achieved their masters yet, academic, and you know about APEL, talk to them. Hey, business school got ODL, masters, MBA, or got formal MBA. Both also can apply APEL C1. You only got if the student got their degree, haven't do masters. Encourage. Tell them about APEL. Because many people don't know. Seriously, many people don't know. Even though I've been briefing this more than belasan kali already. Betul kan? Okay. And we want to develop our friend also lah. Kita punya kawan-kawan semua also help them lah. Alright. Hotel school especially, I think some of your colleagues, maybe, you know, give them a chance. Give them a chance to upgrade themselves. Any other questions, my fellow friends? Any questions? Sheila? Mr. Bell? Miss Lee, Nyok Ling, any questions? Lisa? That's why I say business school. If you have DBA, 50% of the students sure our staff one. Because we got APEL some more. Betul kan? We got APEL some more. So, Chris, you want to cadang to your boss, What DBA? Because PhD cannot,
Malini will teach. Malini.
Can. Because PhD we cannot. Memang we cannot. The PhD, FLC tak boleh.
They can. They got masters.
No. What I'm saying is a PhD, we cannot apply
enter.
FLC because it's cannot. But DBA can. DBA can.
Okay.
Look at that. Can think about it lah. Tapi think pun jangan lama-lama lah. Okay. Alright lah guys. Sekian saja. Terima kasih. Have a very good weekend. Have a very good day. May our number of students increase. Okay. Right.
Okay.
And next week we start class. Thank you very much. See you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good day. Okay.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Gab.
Thanks.